Hi, I'm Meera Allen with your Manifesting Destiny Moon Update. If you've never met me before, I do little lunar updates every full moon and new moon, and in between, little tidbits to help you manifest and share what's helped me in my life and what I do. And welcome if you're new, and welcome back if you're regular. So, the times for this full moon in Taurus eclipse, so lunar eclipse, where it's also known as the red blood moon, because it's actually going to look like most of the world's actually going to be able to see this tonight. It's going to actually look red, like a red glowing dot in the sky when the eclipse completely goes over. So, um, the full moon in London, 8th of November at 11:02 a.m. For Sydney, Australia, 10:02 p.m. LA, 3:02 a.m. New York, 8th of November at 6:02 a.m. Hopefully that gives you a rough idea of where you are in the world to figure out your time of when this full moon is occurring. But the eclipse is a long stage. It goes on for hours and hours and hours. So generally about around what time would it be? Around like 3 hours into it, you'll be able to see this red blood moon, depending on where you are in the world. I know definitely here in the eastern coast of Australia, we're going to be able to see it quite clearly. Now, full moon eclipse in Taurus and the sun is in Scorpio. So we are in Scorpio season. Happy birthday, Scorpios. We really have a chance to look at our finances. We have a chance to look at our stability. Taurus, the bull, Wall Street symbol is a bull, and you think about money and determination, your career, your work, how you give, how you charge ahead, and what do you believe about your stability to get that financial freedom? Is it a different view now over the last 2 year period? Have you shifted in the way you look at your finances? And what does wealth really mean for you? I personally have had a huge shift about what I really have been doing in my career 2 years ago to what I'm focusing on now. Is there a project that your dreams and your heart and your passions have maybe let be dormant for a little while? It's been sizzling or niggling in the background there. And now you go, you know what? I want to be walking to that future to give me my stability rather than maybe what you've been doing for the last 10 years or so. So have a look at where your stability comes from and what it actually means for you to have financial freedom in every aspect of your life. So that financial freedom would be in the facet of your career, yes, but also of how you save, where you live, who you communicate with and share your intimacy with as well. That's to do with your true prosperity, your full nourishment of what you believe will give you that stability. The area you live in, the home that you live in, who you share the home with, the career path that you're in, the colleagues that you have, that all adds to the wealth of who you are and the stability of who you are. A big part of stability for me is my spiritual nourishment. Do I spend time in meditation? Do I spend time in my yoga practice? Do I spend time really communing with those good vibrations? It's funny, I'm actually drinking out of my good vibes mug. I literally ah, chai, chai and masala and spices and ginger gives me my grounding stability. Look at those things that have served you well, that have given you the stability that you want. But now it's because of an eclipse, especially a blood moon eclipse like this, a full lunar eclipse, you may have an opportunity to really wipe your slate clear. And I say this every eclipse season. Eclipses give you this opportunity to re-look at what your vision is, particularly at the moment of that determination, bull, stability, career, wealth, money, how you bring those things into your life. You might be wiping the way of the past clear and finally having the courage to go forward with what you've always knew was your real, true wealth. So I do always reference Yasmin Boland from her Moonology diary because she's amazing. So please look her up. She's an amazing astrologer. So we're going to look at what this lunation really means right now. Where was this little bit that I was reading? Here we go. Of course, where have we wanted to forgive or release something from the past? That's a very clear one. But one that's very strong right now is, where have I been too controlling? How can I release my grip in order to make this eclipse work for me? So where have you been really like holding or gripping too tightly to something? Has been too tightly to someone, something, an ideal, a job? What have you been maybe stubbornly? Taurians can be very stubborn. That I've got a rising in Taurus, so I'm the same. So shout out to the Taurians out there. So where have you been gripping too tightly and holding on? Where in my life do I need a radical turnaround? What do I need to know to create that? What do I need in my life for a radical turnaround? What do I need to create that? I will write these questions in the description box, because these questions that if you want to journal write on this, this is really important. If you need to sit and meditate on this is really important. So, where is that radical turnaround? Think of the planet Uranus, the planet of sudden change. The last question: which toxic emotions am I willing to release, knowing that this will help me? Which toxic emotions am I willing to release, knowing that this will help me? These are big questions to ask this full moon eclipse. These are the sort of questions that start to invoke the signs, the coincidences, the next right steps in how you can radically turn your life around, and how you can do that where it's walking to a new path with so much more ease and grace, with so much more joy and deeper purpose. And if you haven't spent the time to actually ask yourself these questions and let those intuitive signs come, to let those conversations just somehow fall around you, to let those little brochures or things pop up, or little signs of Hawaii or whatever it is pop up into your sphere, and you go, oh, it was there the whole time. And now I just need to walk towards it with that clearer intention. But there may be a need for a radical shift, and to release the grip and not be stubbornly holding on to those things of the past. Maybe things letting go in your heart that you've dearly loved and held. But it's time to relinquish that past, forgive that past, and go, it's okay. Maybe that relationship isn't for you, whether it's romantic or friends or family or colleagues or whatever. Maybe it's time just to add some ease and grace, to make space for what you really, really, really desire to want to call in. Because remember, the sun is still in Scorpio. This is still about our deeper waters, our true yearning. What's in our deepest, deepest levels of our spiritual and subconscious and deepest sensual, sexual needs? What are inside those mysterious parts of ourselves that we can tap into, that let us expand into the unknown? That's all in our Scorpion part of who we are right now. We're all collectively going through, the sun is moving through Scorpio right now. The moon is going to have a blood eclipse through Taurus, Scorpio Taurus. One is earthy and stoic and determined and stubborn, and one is deep and intense and really finding the willing to be still in those depths of those still calm waters that run so deep. It's willing to go into those places, those dark deep places, and go, wait, where does my transformation or that radical change really need to occur? So these questions again, I'm going to read them again. If you've got a pen and paper, here we go. Where have I been too controlling? How can I release my grip? Where in my life do I need a radical turnaround? What do I need to know to create that? Call that in. What do I need to know to create that? I've certainly been calling that in on, definitely on a subconscious level, but since that last new moon in Scorpio, and suddenly my bigger purpose has been really put in my forefront yesterday in a 2-hour meeting. Amazing. Which toxic emotions am I willing to release, knowing that this will help me? What is your emotional balance? Where does it go up and down, and where do you feel those downs are really like, whoa, they really pull you down? For me, I get this rescuer syndrome thing, and I feel like I've got to save everybody in the world. I gotta let that go. It doesn't serve me. It doesn't give me emotional balance. That feeds my ego. It doesn't help. So I've had to like pull back from that and go, okay, I need to go into more my self care. I need to go into more my creativity. I need to go more into my meditation and stay and bunker down and do my things. So have a look, what is it? Where are your toxic emotions sitting? Can you be really, scorpionically honest with yourself? You don't need to talk it out with anybody else. I could share it here with you because I'm comfortable, but you can keep that very private. Where can you really ask yourself these questions? This particular moon, full moon, eclipse, intense. It's an interesting time in the world we live in. People are really questioning the realities we live in. I did a last video just about why I have so much energy. And it's because I actually have a deeper sense of the fact that this is all illusionary. We're all manifesting this dance in our lives, whatever, law of attraction, using our five senses. But what's really beyond that is far more exciting. That's for me anyway. But if you're deeply entrenched in this three-dimensional world and reality, how quickly can it all change? Lockdowns, governments, health, wellness, people having strokes, all these things happening. Things are changing. The world is going through a massive shift. So we are part of this world. We are going through a massive shift. The macro, the micro, it is exactly one and the same while we're living in this 3D world of duality. My name is Meera Allen. I hope that I help you infect your quantum field around you and manifest using the law of attraction in a very natural way, where it doesn't feel forced and it works with nature's rhythms, her rhythms of this sun and this moon and this dance that we're in. And I hope this helps your conscious and your subconscious in your life manifest the destiny that you really, really deserve to live. Namaste.